Everyone's prayers and blessings. Thank you.
Of the living God, fall afresh on us. Spirit of the living God, fall afresh on us. Melt us, mold us, fill us, use us. Spirit of the living God, fall afresh on us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, the grace and peace of our Lord Jesus Christ, and the love of God, and the communion of the Holy Spirit be with you all. My fleeting, our multi-purpose business will be inaugurated and blessed today. We ask the Lord in a very special way to bless our efforts so that we have a meaningful venture, a lovely venture, a successful venture. And at this juncture, let us listen to the Lord and His teachings, and we shall receive His blessings. I request John to read the Gospel.
जेजू म्हणालो, सर्गीचे राजाशाही म्हणयेत, एक मनशाक आपले घर सोडून परता वापरताना आपल्या नौकरांक आपयलें आनी आपल्या दूड बदकाची तांकां जबाबदारी दिली. हर एकल्याक ताचे ताचे सामर्थ्य देगेन ताणें दिलें. एकल्याक 5 ताल येता, दुसऱ्याक 2 ताल येता आणि तिसऱ्याक 1 ताल येता. उपरांत तो गोंयनार गेलो. 5 तालेंतां घेतलेल्या नौकारान ती वयवाटातली आनी सडीत 5 तालेंतां जोडली. तशेंच 2 तालेंतां घेतलेल्यान आनीक 2 तालेंतां जोडली. पूण 1 तालेंत मेळिल्लो नौकर गेलो आनी धरणीत एक फोन पडून आपल्या धन्याचो दुडू ताणें पूर्ण दवरलो. जायत्या काळा उपरांत ताचो धनी फाटीं आयलो आनी येतच ताचे लागीं लॅक घेवंक लागलो. देवाचें उतार हें.
What we have just heard in Konkani is the parable of the talents. A rich man gave talents to different people and they were called to put them to use. The first one multiplied the talents, second one did the same, whereas the third one did not put them to use. And when the master came, he asked for the accounts. The first and the second one were rewarded, whereas the third one was punished for not making use of the talents. I guess God gives us talents and blessings and graces. We should not be lazy, rather we should put them into practice, and we must reap rich harvest, and that will please to God. And as we bless this facility today, we thank God for giving us wonderful opportunities, great talents, and all the graces and blessings. And we ask His strength and blessing that we may really work hard and multiply fruits so that we give glory to God, and in the bargain we have plenty to feed our family as well as for each one who is working here. And that is why it is but important that we ask the Lord to bless and take care of us. And that's why I'm going to say a prayer of blessing now. Let us pray. Father, we thank and praise you for all the blessings that you have given us. We thank you for bringing us together in this evening hour. A beautiful day, Sunday, where we always recount your graces with rest and prayers. And today we ask you to bless this facility so that we may all give you glory for all the blessing that you have given us. Bless each one who enters in this facility. Bless everyone who works here. Bless everyone who wants to draw inspiration through this facility. And in particular, we ask to bless you, the management, so that their venture may become a meaningful one in serving you and your creatures. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. Isopan mujhe udakshinaye somiyan ani hauni ಕರುಣಾಳು ದೇವರೇ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದವನ್ನು ನಾವಿಂದು ಕೋರುತ್ತೇವೆ. ನೀನೇ ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದ ಕೃಪೆಯನ್ನು ನೀಡುತ್ತೀಯಾ, ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಶಕ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ತುಂಬುತ್ತೀಯಾ. ಪರರ ಸೇವೆಗೈಯಲು ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದ ಕೃಪಾಶೀರ್ವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ನೀನು ಅನುಗ್ರಹಿಸು. ನಾವು ಇತರರ ಒಳಿತಿಗಾಗಿ, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಕುಟುಂಬದ ಒಳಿತಿಗಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ರಮಿಸುವಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುವವರೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಿನ್ನ ಕೃಪಾಶೀರ್ವಾದಗಳು ದೊರೆಯಲಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುವವರಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದ ಕೃಪಾಶಕ್ತಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ವರಗಳನ್ನು ನೀನು ಅನುಗ್ರಹಿಸು. ಸತ್ಯದ ದಾರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮುನ್ನಡೆಯಲು ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೃಪಾಶೀರ್ವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ನೀನೇ ಅನುಗ್ರಹಿಸು. ಕರ್ತರಾದ ಯೇಸುವೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಭಿನ್ನಯಿಸುತ್ತೇವೆ. सर्गी जाम जदाळ बाबा जे कृपेची बेसव आमी नियाळता तुका आमी अर्गां दिता. सर्गीत हांव तुज्या आंज बडव्या हांगासर पाठय. हांगा रावतले सोमेस्त तांकां राखून दी, तांचें पालन पोशण करून दी, तांचें जतन घेवन दी. शेगी तुजी खुशी पडल्या तांकां सर्गी वर पावूं दी. आमी मागता तुज्या पुता जेजूचें नांव बी. सर्वेस्पर तुमचे सोबे आसूं आनी सरपोदवेदार देव बाप आनी पूत आनी पवित्र आत्मा तुमचेर आशिर्वाद घालूं. सगळ्या सखीं तुज्या उसारत्या म्हज्या आनंद मोरी येसो तुज्या मायेसो नामान 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 मोरी ये नामान 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 राणी ये मुगाळ पुदा सोबे अंगार मुळे आशीर्वादी आत्मा बघेव तुझे फुवे नंदराम कामला दबा आमच्या दुश्मनांतले बापाचे तुझ्याचे पवित्र आत्म्याचे नावी आमेन. Congratulations. You are all the best. Shall you give them a round of applause?
Good evening, everyone. It's really a very special and beautiful evening. Just to give a good beginning, requesting all of you all to give a round of applause for this beautiful evening. So we all are here for a beautiful cause, that is Sapling Multi-Venture Private Limited, the inauguration of this beautiful place. And Sapling Multi-Venture Private Limited is where innovation meets investment. So as leaders in venture capital, investment, integrated facilities management, and private development, they strive to create value for their client and stakeholders. Their team of experts are dedicated to help you to navigate today's dynamic business landscape and achieve your goal. So heartily welcome to each and everyone who are present here on behalf of Sapling Multi-Ventures Private Limited. Now, may I request all our dignitaries to join us on the stage. Mr. K.S. Arun Prabha, General Manager Technical, Mangalore Smart City Limited. So requesting all of you to give a round of applause. And also Reverend Father J.B. Saldana, Parish Priest, St. Francis Xavier Church, Vijay. And Dr. L. Ravindran, Managing Director and CEO, Wealth Max Group of Companies, President, Bangalore Chamber of Industry and Commerce. And also Mr. Jitendra S. Kothari, Partner, Lotus Properties. So requesting all of you all to join us on the stage, and all of you all to give a round of applause for all the dignitaries on the stage. And welcome today's dignitaries. Formally, may I request Namrata, Group Finance and Accounts Manager, to join us on the stage.
Good evening to one and all present here. as we all know, we have gathered here for the grand opening of the office of Sapling Multiventures Private Limited. Sapling Multiventures is here to set its foot in the sphere of real estate and facilities management. We have with us Reverend Father J.B. Saldana, who has done the blessings for the event. He is the parish priest of St. Francis Xavier Church of Bijay, along with being the PRO of Diocese of Mangalore. Dear Father, a hearty welcome to you from all of us. I request Mr. Alvin Krasta, sir, to florally welcome Reverend Father.
And the best time to plant a tree was 25 years ago. And the second best time to plant a tree is today. With this beautiful note, we are presenting a sapling. I think for this cause, we request everyone to give a round of applause, because big bouquets, you will just take it today and it will be there for 2 days and then you will never be using. So this is something which will always remind you for this beautiful evening.
We are joined by Mr. K.S. Arun Prabha as the inaugurator for today's function. An alumnus of Padua School and St. Aloysius College, he is an eminent civil construction professional with nearly 4 decades of experience in the industry. He has worked in various capacities in major corporates like Reliance Territory Manager, Jindal Southwest AGM, SR Constructions Limited Joint General Manager, Reliance NMSEZ Assistant VP, and TVS ICS as Head of the Circle. He is empaneled engineering arbitrator, life member of Indian Council of Arbitration, life member of Indian Value Engineering Society, fellow of the Indian Institute of Valuers, a fellow of Institute of Engineers and senior professional engineer on the Engineering Council of India. Currently, he is serving as the General Manager Technical of the prestigious Mangaluru Smart City Limited. Dear sir, we are delighted to have you here. I extend a warm welcome to you for this event. I request C.A. Valerian Dalmeda, sir, to hand over the sapling to Mr. K.S. Arun Prabha. Third MS Das to deliver the keynote for this function. He has a vast experience of 36 years spanning senior management roles in manufacturing and financial servicing companies of repute in India as well as abroad. In his career, he has done diverse management roles in strategic sales and marketing, customer-centric initiatives, compliance and management reporting, and the like. In his current role as the MD and CEO of WealthMax Group of Companies based in Bengaluru, he, with his team spread over 6 cities of India over the last 20 years, are involved in handling families across the world in the business of financial service and energy management. His company has been the past winner of the Rajiv Gandhi National Quality Award and winner for few years of CNBC TV 18 Best Performing Financial Advisor for South India. Serving as a president of BCIC, he has chaired the Startup and Economic Affairs Committee, carried out important events with the help of his team members. He was also shortlisted to be within the top 1,000 persons in the world and one among 61 Indians to be traveling to the planet of Mars. He has also co-authored a book titled ACBC After Corona, Before Corona. Dear sir, we are honored by your presence here and a hearty welcome to you. I request Reverend Father J.B. Saldana to please hand over the sapling to Mr. Dr. L. Ravindra. The guest of honor of today's function is Mr. Jitendra Kottari. He is a very prominent community leader in the locality. He, along with his partner, have over 40 plus years of experience in the real estate sector. Lotus Properties has completed many projects in and around Mangalore, delivering high quality construction at competitive price. Dear sir, a very warm welcome to you from our side. I request Mrs. Pramila Krasta to hand over the sapling to Mr. Jitendra Kottari. On the dais, we are also joined by the managing directors of Sapling Multiventures, Mr. Alvin Krasta and Mrs. Pramila Krasta. A hearty welcome to you all, sir. On the dais, we also have the business advisor of Sapling, C.A. Valerian Dalmeda. A hearty welcome to you too, sir. Not just on the dais, we are gathered here, each and every one of you. Here we have the employees of Sapling, their family, employees of Quick, Well-wishers of Sapling, a hearty welcome to each and everyone present over here. Have a good evening.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ನಮ್ರತ. ಬಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನ ಪ್ರೀತಿಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸ್ತಾ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಈ ಸಂಜೆಯನ್ನು ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು ಆಲ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಅ ರೌಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ applause for all beautiful dignitaries. And now the time is to inaugurate this beautiful evening. So light is a symbol of brightness and prosperity. Now may I request all the dignitaries to join us for lighting the lamp.
For the last 3 days, I am only talking about Sapling. Press meet, and today morning the groundbreaking ceremony of our residential and retail construction, and today the opening of the Sapling office. Dignitaries on the dais and more dignitaries in front of us. Sapling Multi-Ventures Private Limited is a company born in 2022 in Mumbai. It has got 4 verticals: investments, venture capital, property development, and facilities, integrated facilities management. The 2 verticals, the investments and venture capital, are operated from Mumbai, and we have investment consultants who do the financial and legal due diligence, and if possible, if the venture is investable, they give the decisions and go ahead for us, and we take the decision to invest. The other part of investments is trading in stocks and shares through the Bombay Stock Exchange, and that is activity which is done from Mumbai. Now for Mangalore, we have established a 100% subsidiary, Sapling Properties and Facilities Private Limited, which will be handling the property development and integrated facilities management. Under property development, we have already have 1 Sunshine Sapling, which is going to be constructed in the next 18 months. Today we have done the groundbreaking ceremony at Bachpe, Kandavara Grama Panchayat, and we in the property development we will create a land bank. In the next maybe 24 months we will add more properties in the land bank and then develop. We will develop our own properties bought by us, and we will not develop anything inside the city. The main reason is we do not want to pressurize the existing infrastructure within the city, which is growing vertically. We want to grow horizontally That's why we are developing properties, commercial, that is retail and residential, in the outskirts of Mangalore, so that the infrastructure will be demanded to the authorities for these, whether it is Gram Panchayat or outside the corporation limits or within the corporation limits, which is travelable by within 30 minutes or 40 minutes. Why? Because the whole aim is to develop the peripheral growth of Mangalore city, so that there will be affordable housing and facilities for the people. When I say affordable housing, because here is a company which is not going to borrow from banks or from third parties. We will invest our capital, because that will reduce the cost burden. We have bankers sitting right there and they must be wondering what is this. So why? Because we want to pass on the cost reduction which is availed, or which we get of the interest cost. Because what happens is, today it is very prominent that builders go to banks and they borrow, and of course they have to add on the interest cost to the buildings, and it will be passed on to the customers. So this is why we want to reduce the cost of interest and then pass it on to the customers. More, what is the dream of the company? The director Alvin Krasta will explain to you later. Now coming to the integrated facilities management. We have seen in Mangalore there are high-rise buildings, say for example 5 floors, 12 floors or more. What happens here is the facilities are not integrated. They are done in different ways by different people. Somebody is doing housekeeping, somebody is doing landscaping, someone is doing SSM critical, someone is doing SSM non-critical. So various facilities are scattered and done by several people. What we are doing is, we are going to integrate all these facilities under one roof and will provide these services to the people, the apartment owners, the apartment associations, even the builders, when they run the buildings during the construction, after the construction, till the societies are formed, and various educational institutions and hospitals, whether it is hotels, everyone who want to outsource and have everything integrated facilities for them from one source. We also back it up by the current social media agencies or social media which is available, like web portals, the mobile apps, so that people can reach to us within no time. Today banks are operating through mobile apps, even the hospitals are operating through mobile apps, even the government is operating through mobile apps. So we want to bring the digital availability to the people of Mangalore, where they can have all these facilities through the digital media. This is why, as business advisory, we have all these facilities under Quick, whether it is taxation, accounting, or company law matters, or digital media, whether it is management of operations of the companies. We have all expertise with us. We as business advisors will do everything that is possible where we can have the smooth operations of our client. Now coming to the close, we here Sapling Multiventures are going to have the most important thing why we have come to Mangalore. The NRIs, Mr. Alvin Krasta and Pramila Krasta, are having their life in Mangalore, working life in Abu Dhabi, working in Abu Dhabi. They have 3 young daughters, and they are living with the parents of Pramila, mother and father. But they want to do something for Mangalore. Last 25 years they have done a lot. They have worked, they have got the quality of life, so they want to do something for the place they have been brought up, they have been educated, and so they want to give some service to the society. That's why they are investing back into this society, so that a lot of improvements, social development can be done. More on that, what is the dream, what is the purpose, Alvin Krasta will explain to you. But more important, what I am going to say is the generation of employment. This company, under facilities management, in a year we have got a target to have at least 200 people employed from this part of Mangalore. So this is what we have the dream, and equally we want to have a lot of investments through these companies to the Mangalore city. Thank you for listening patiently to me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, CA Valerian Dalmeida, sir, for a beautiful introduction about Sapling Multiventures Private Limited. Can we have a round of applause for him? Now, may I request Mr. Alvin Krasta, Director of Sapling Multiventures Private Limited, to talk about dream of Sapling Multiventures Private Limited. So requesting everyone to give a round of applause for Mr. Alvin Krasta.
Mr. K.S. Arun Prabha, the Reverend Father J.V. Saldana, the keynote address of our special guest, Dr. L. Ravindran. Nice to meet you, sir. Mr. Jitendran Kotai, Valerian, my friend Valerian Dalmeida, Managing Director, my wife, and all my guests. You know, now Valerian already mentioned what is Sapling is going to do. But the vision, what we have tried to make it happen is Sapling Multi-Venture is the social enterprise. Now, I don't know whether it is this social enterprise concept exists in Mangalore or not. But this concept is basically, what does it mean is the businesses which is created to solve the social problems. Now in Mangalore, we know that several problems, social problems like healthcare, unemployment, there are several other things. Sapling Multi-Venture is going to address one of them and try to bring some change towards that particular thing. What is one of the social problems? You know, I studied here, born here, and then after 12 studying in Bajpayee, I moved to Mumbai. I spent 8 years and I went to Gulf. This is the same pattern I can see across all youths. Across all youth is doing the same thing. They study, they go to Bangalore, they go to Mumbai, they go to abroad. Technically what happens is Mangalore is lacking the talents. Mangalore have huge talent, but the talent is going away. Now why this is happening? This is happening for the two reasons. Is one, Mangalore is lacking an investment and Mangalore is lacking opportunities. If opportunity issue has been addressed, if the investment inflows is coming in, automatically it will create employment, it automatically will create the development, automatically will solve maximum problems. I was recently speaking someone. They also mentioned that some of the Mangaloreans are even giving up the nationalities. It's a major issues to address. Why this is happening is only because the young community is lacking the opportunity. Now, Sapling Multi-Venture is trying to address this issue. This is social enterprise, what I am creating now, and my wife is trying to help me to take this forward because I am almost busy with my own work, is to whatever the money generated out of this particular ventures is going to be reinvested to solve the social problem. None of the money will be almost for at least 80% of the money generated will go back to the society, go back to to create more entrepreneurs in Mangalore, to create more jobs in Mangalore, and create more development and opportunities in Mangalore. So this is the main purpose which we are trying to work on. So now I have been speaking to several of my young friends from Mangalore in UAE. They want, just if there is opportunity, they want to come back. They want to come back and add value towards this particular Mangalore. I just wanted to explain. We have our friend. They're creating a smart cities. This smart city concept is really new. And this is something. If Mangalore is innovating, Mangalore have everything. Mangalore have 4 different type of transport. Mangalore have young talents. Mangalore have resources. What we lack is investments and opportunities to people to grow. So this is what we are trying to address in the next couple of years, and this is what we are trying to work on this particular sector. And this is the small note I wanted to share with you. And coming days, we will be coming out with a lot of plans. You will see it from the newspapers. You will see it from social media. You will see it from various modes of communications. That new ideas which will be created. I will be creating the entire ecosystem which is required young entrepreneurs to operate and do businesses. With this, I will close my small. This is a vision which I have set. Hopefully, we will try to achieve with all the support from each and every members. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Alvin Krasta, for a beautiful explanation about the Sapling Multi-Ventures Private Limited. Thank you so much. And now, may I request Reverend Father J.B. Saldana to address the gathering.
Respected dignitaries on the days and off the days, I'm very happy to be a part of this inaugural celebration of the Sapling. In fact, I came for the blessing downstairs. Then I thought just to join here, just to participate in whatever that is happening, and hearty congratulations to this great venture. There are rosewood forests in California. There's something very extraordinary and beautiful about the rosewood forest. Its roots do not go deep down, just a feet or 2. Whereas they move in all the directions and they get connected with other trees. And that's why the rosewood forest survives 200, 300, 500 years, irrespective of tornadoes or any kind of natural calamities really do not affect the rosewood forest. The only reason is there is the interconnection of the roots, all the manure that it requires, the water, and everything is supplied because of this interconnectedness. Today, any venture for that matter really becomes successful because of team spirit and community work, working together. It's not just the few people on the top, but everybody who is involved, when taken into confidence, really it works and it thrives. In the postmodern context, every individual person within a facility or in a company is important. They are able to contribute a lot and to give a new orientation. I believe such opportunities will be available under Sapling, and I feel that will really works for the community here in Mangalore. Alvin, I have a dream to come back with you after 10 years to have a celebration. What you have said today should be re-explained by you and all the success that takes place. And I'm very sure you will be successful in this venture. I believe all of us should come back after 10 years and evaluate and say, we are very happy. And Alvin and the entire team, I wish you the very best. I had already told that I would be spending only a few minutes because there are unexpected things are happening around my community. There is a funeral service is going on. I have to just go back and bless the mortal remains. So I ask your permission from every one of you on the days and off the days. And again, wish you all the best and God bless.
To Reverend Father J.B. Saldana, I'm requesting all of you all to give a round of applause. Thank you so much for your blessing and your time, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Now, may I request Mr. K.S. Arun Prabha, General Manager, Technical Mangalore Smart City Limited, to address the gathering. And requesting all of you all to give a round of applause.
Mr. Ravindran, Dr. Ravindran, my friend Jitendra Kothari, C.A. Valerian Dalmeda, a very flamboyant Alvin Krasta and Mrs. Pramila Krasta, everyone at Sapling. It's a very different concept right away. You know, someone who has spent 25 years in Abu Dhabi, he's from Bajpayee, he did his education here, he learned his trade in Mumbai, went to Abu Dhabi, has made good amount of money. If it were me, I would have stayed back or looked for something else than to come back to Mangalore and reinvest whatever hard-earned money I have made in 25 years. For this alone, I want to congratulate the idea and the whole thought process of Valerian, and I'm sure with this kind of a thought process, with this kind of a noble idea, whatever they have thought, whatever they have planned, I'm sure we'll see reality in the days to come. They have 4 verticals. These verticals are not anything very new, but the idea and the willingness to come and test those in Mangalore is what is new. Facilities management, integrated facilities management is for big cities. Mangalore, you know, when Mr. Jitendra Kothari will tell me that facilities management, you know, you just make few calls and you get all the people to help you out to maintain a facility. But as Valerian has thought it out, now already Mangalore has, I think, at least 3-4 buildings which are more than 50 floors. And I know at least of 3-4 others which are planning to be more than that. So this is when, you know, you call for this highly professional facility managers. And I think I told Valerian when we were speaking just before the start of the function that the time they have chosen is very right. Mangalore now has matured. Mangalore is ready to receive world-class service. Mangalore is ready to afford it. Jitendra Kothari has created at least 40 odd buildings where So number of facilities and all these are business places. Mangalore is different. And I think Mangalore Smart City has also contributed a lot to change the very landscape of Mangalore. Mangalore is not anymore, just presenting an opportunity. Now the real opportunity is there. Be it hospitality, be it hospitals, be it ports, be it everything. And the biggest push that we are giving will come in the form of the riverfront development, which will address tourism as a huge business opportunity in the years to come. We are developing a huge waterfront of about 15 kilometers starting from Netravati Bridge right up to Koolur Bridge. Next week, next Sunday, around this time, we will be launching this in Sultan Batteri and the place around that. There will be a bridge which will be connecting Sultan Batteri to Tannir Bavi, which will reduce the commute distance from any part of Mangalore. Now you want to reach any beach from here, it will take about 10 kilometers of drive. But once we do this pedestrian crossing, it will take you 5 minutes to reach from Sultan Batteri to Tannir Bavi by walk, and that opens up a 2.2 kilometer long beachfront, which is the longest in this country. See, this is what's happening in Mangalore. So now it's real. It's not just on papers. We have the money for this. We have the contractors on board, and of course we are hitting the ground itself. Maybe in about a year's time, all this is reality. So this being the background, I'm sure whatever business plans Sapling has will definitely find takers. Your facilities management will have a lot of clients. Your venture capital will have a lot of takers. Your business advisory, your financial advisory will also have a lot of customers. All this will happen because you have started it off well. The thoughts are noble, there is a social angle to it, and I don't think there can be any better combination. I wish this Sapling will be a darling in years to come, and the whole of Mangalore will be talking about this. What's happening today will become a tree in a few months to come, a forest in a few years to come, and as Father was telling, will also grow into a rosewood forest. And this is my true wishes. All the best to each one of you. Thank you very much.
Motivational words, sir. Thank you, and requesting all of you to give a round of applause. Thank you so much. And now the time is to release a beautiful brochure of Sapling Multi-Venture Private Limited. Now may I request Dr. L. Ravindran, Managing Director and CEO, WealthMax Group of Companies, President, Bangalore Chamber of Industry and Commerce, to release a beautiful brochure of Sapling Multi-Ventures Private Limited. Facilities management, and yes, 3, 2, 1. And presenting the beautiful brochure of Sapling Multi-Ventures Private Limited, that is facility management. Which has to be captured. Thank you so much. Now may I request Dr.
ಸಂಜೆ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ? ಸಂಜೆ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಈ ಶುಭ ದಿವಸ ತಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು. ಮತ್ತು ನನ್ನ ಆತ್ಮೀಯ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರು ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಲ್ವಿನ್ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ಟಾ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮಿಸಸ್ ಪ್ರಮೀಲಾ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ಟಾ, ಇಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು. Reverend Father Saldana just left us. Mr. Arun Prabha, Mr. Jitendra Kotari, CA Valerian Del Almeida, the promoters, Mr. and Mrs. Krasta, Mr. Pinto, Mr. Nitin Kamath, management staff, and friends and relatives of Sapling Multi-Ventures Private Limited, and all well-wishers are present here. This is the first time in my life that I am inaugurating a premises. I've not done it even for my own office, and it gives me great pleasure and an encouragement to do this much more in the future. I have been given 11 minutes. The business advisor is quick, advisor and digital. ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಕ್ವಿಕ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನಂತ. It has to be done very fast. I am not too sure whether I'll be able to keep up with the pace that you have worked, sir, but I'll try my best. My work today is to talk about the various verticals of this business. What they're going to do is something that has already been explained. What is the envisioned plan? Valerian sir has also spoken about. So my job is to give you a perspective about what these businesses are all about. There are 4 verticals that I see: venture capital, integrated facilities management, property development, and investments, if I'm right. Our country is on the throes of a major transformation. I'm not saying this from the perspective of what I read in newspapers. I am a participant in the financial mechanism itself. Thank you. The next most important thing that we see is that the state government budget was released just about 2 days back, and you find that for the first time in the history of the state, there is a surplus budget. We can all be proud of that. The country is talking today of 15 lakh crores of investment never ever thought about. Even if 50% is a wastage or does not get completed as a project, we're talking of 7.5 lakh crores in this country as an infrastructure development. Why am I saying this? Sapling Multi-Ventures Private Limited has set its foot at the right time. For everything, there has to be, you have to be in the right place at the right time. And as I understand, Mangalore is one of the fastest growing cities in India in the Tier 2 classification. And who could have said this better? Mr. Arun Prabha. He spoke so smartly. I am not so smart. But I'll try to make an effort of what this, all these developments are all about. As far as venture capital is concerned, all of you know it's a risk capital. This was started in the year 1910 in America, popularly known as the Bay Area. America was the leader in all of this for long periods of time. Then the emerging economies, India and China, started gathering pace. Today, they compete headlong with America. You would be surprised to know that the share of the global venture capital market is today dominated by China and India. And more so, after the last year, it is India which is actually hogging their tailwinds. In the year 2021, 38.5 billion US dollars came into India as a venture capital money. 50% of this money originated from private equity capital. The investments in venture capital has grown 3.8 times, which has never been the case anywhere in India or even anywhere outside India. So where does this money actually come? It came in 3 sectors primarily. One is the consumer technology, another is financial technology, and then SaaS. Not SaaS bhi kabhi bahuti. That is not what I'm talking about. It is SaaS is software as a service. And 75% of all these investments went into B2B e-commerce, because of which you get to see today what you see as Swiggy, Zomato, Dunzo, and all of these kind of delivery partners. They are all B2B e-commerce partners. And crypto-based startups which have not done so well. Coming to property development, the Indian government has always been looking at high income growth arena as far as housing demand is concerned. There has been sustained demand, sustained supply and competition. Why has this happened? Affordability of the Indians has actually increased massively. Increased urbanization. Today, no city can say that it is a rural part of the country. Everything has become as close to what a Bangalore, Bombay, Chennai, Hyderabad, Kolkata, or whatever else. Bangalore today is my second home. I keep coming here every 2 months. I really like this place. Why? There's a lot of difference between what Bangalore offers and Mangalore offers. And as C.A. Valerian Saab said, today people are aspiring to move into smaller cities, at least people of my age. There is a better quality of living itself. So again, you are in the right place at the right time. And what is the kind of housing projects that they're coming up with? It's a very affordable project. This is what the government of India is also talking about. And with the rising household income, this is the biggest market that is going to grow all over India and especially in the tier 2 cities. Why does India's housing markets compare so favorably? It is because across the world, it is a top 10 price appreciating market. Top 10 price appreciating, which means that if you miss an opportunity today with Sapling Multi-Ventures, you have missed an opportunity. What is the stock that we have? Unsold inventory, which is ready to be bought. 82 lakh square feet this year is the availability of space, against which Sapling Multi-Ventures is creating a very niche market, a cost-efficient market, and a price-sensitive market. They are offering the best price. This is what I understood from C.A. Valerian. And I think there is also an important aspect that Mr. Alvin Krasa touched upon, which is about the social issues that he spoke about. I am also intertwining social with economic issues. Today, the low-income families consider that मेरे क्या सर के ऊपर एक छत होना है. This is the theme. Government also thinks the same way. So this has become an economic issue and a social issue intertwined together. And what Mr. Krasta did talk about is that the monies that is getting made, the income that is generated, the surplus that is generated is going to be utilized for venture capital to bring up entrepreneurship, if my understanding is right. So this is a great opportunity again. As all of us know, Mangalore is once again a fast growing city. Information technology sector has really ruled the roost. Agricultural processing, port related activities, all this actually create a beehive of activities for time to come. So there's huge amount of investment waiting to come. It's a high property price rise game plan. I don't want to talk much about investments. All of you would be saving and investing. There are some bankers present here too. Risk and return are two sides of the same coin. There is no single investment, whether it's a fixed deposit of a bank to anything which is even a venture capital to property investment, nothing comes without risk. We have to take a risk. There is no other way out. Coming to the last part of it, integrated facilities management. My understanding of integrated facilities management is the unification of all facility of management contracts and internal strategies under one system and a management team, which brings in simplification, consolidation of various third-party processes and creates a very dynamic system. Can you believe what is the growth rate every year for the last 5 years in this integrated facilities management? It's a massive 25%. Massive 25%. So once again, at the right place at the right time. But a niche has to be developed here, which I would possibly suggest. Energy management services is becoming the major aspect pertaining to integrated facilities management. Since the promoters and Mr. Valerian come from United Arab Emirates, I'm sure all of us know that a year back, the UAE and India signed an accord, which is called the CEPA, Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement. What it has done is that It has enhanced strategic cooperation and regional growth. Why India? Why Mangalore? That's the last part of my subject discussion. With that, I think my 11 minutes should be getting over. Morgan Stanley, in its report, says, why this India's decade? There are 4 mega trends that is dominating the world. The first one is deglobalization. We are not intertwined together anymore post-COVID. It's called deglobalization. The second part of it is called demography, the population growth, the youngness in the age of the working population. The third is climate change, and the last one is rapid digitalization. These are 4 mega trends that other countries will not be able to capitalize upon. They'll miss out at least on one. India will be able to score on all the 4. So therefore, I think India stands a great chance on doing this. Now the competition is so intense in all of these sectors that they are into, but India is not a zero-sum game. What do you mean by zero-sum game? A zero-sum game means that if I win, you do not lose, right? If you win, I do not lose. So the market will expand, and then there's a propensity to increase the market share because the pie itself is going to grow big. India does not require a strategy that you can possibly employ in America or somewhere, that one strategy works in all over the state, all over the city. It's a cluster-based strategy. In Mangalore, the strategy will be different. If you're going to employ it in Bombay, it may not work. And what is the distribution mechanism? I'm sure they have thought about it. There will be online and offline model, which is called a hybrid model, which means that high-tech technology has to be backed up by foot soldiers. There are going to be many variables at play. Competition comes. Let me give you a very simple example. Competition today does not come from the same sector. I will give you an example. Until demonetization, the chocolate sales in India were growing up substantially. Chocolate sales, right? Then companies were really basking in glory. They started paying hefty salaries. They started paying hefty incentives to all their employees. Then demonetization came. Then they suddenly found that the chocolate sales has gone down. Not that people are conscious about the health, they want to avoid sweet. Then research was brought out. It was found that before COVID, you went and bought biscuits worth 47 rupees, gave 50 rupees. The shopkeeper, what did he do? He gave you a chocolate in your hand. Like this, chocolate sales amassed. Post demonetization, people start using Google Pay, You Pay, Me Pay, I Pay, all of those pays, and therefore there is no cash tendering. So chocolate sales went down. So this is how competition today has really changed the way the landscape is. So you do not know where the competitions in each of the sectors is going to come. The distributor, even the intermediaries who are going to work for this company or my company, anybody else, he is not a distributor anymore. He is actually a market developer. He is a financier. Last but not the least, the stocking of inventory. The other day I was in a factory in Toyota, and there is 9,800 components that go to make a Toyota car. One component does not come, the car cannot be completed. So what did these companies do? They started building inventory, stock. Then the Japanese concept came called just in time. I should get the inventory just in time to build it up. Post-COVID, JIT became SHIT, shit. Somehow in time. Somehow in time I have to get this inventory. This is how the world has changed. So having spoken all this, madam, I am about to complete. 11 minutes over, I suppose? Okay. So all I would like to say is that great brands, great companies are built with passion by great people, and we have no one better than Mr. and Mrs. Krasta and Mr. Valerian to back us up. We are all going to be with you. We wish you success with the competitive edge and distinctive abilities that you have. I'm sure this project is the first beginning, and as the way Father said and everybody else said, there's going to be numerous projects that's going to come. We will all be beneficiaries. Possibly I will also buy a property through you. Wishing you the very best. Business with success. So business is success and business is purpose is what I would pray for. Thank you.
Round of applause for him. Thank you. Thank you so much. And now may I request Mr. Jitendra S. Kottari, partner Lotus Properties, to address the gathering.
Sapling ಮಲ್ಟಿವೆಂಚರ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಇದರ ಮಂಗಳೂರು ಕಚೇರಿಯ ಉದ್ಘಾಟನಾ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಭಾವೇದಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆಸೀನರಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ನನ್ನ ಆತ್ಮೀಯರು, ಮ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ಸಿಟಿಯ ಜನರಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಅರುಣ್ ಪ್ರಭಾ ಅವರೇ, ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ತನ್ನ ಭಾಷಣದ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಇಡೀ ದೇಶದ ಒಂದು ಚಿತ್ರಣವನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಣ್ಮುಂದಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಎಲ್ ರವೀಂದ್ರನ್ ಅವರೇ, ವೇದಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ನನ್ನ ಆತ್ಮೀಯರಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಲೇರಿಯನ್ ಡಲ್ಮೇಡ್ ಅವರೇ, ಹಾಗೂ ಈ ಸ್ಯಾಪ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಮಲ್ಟಿವೆಂಚರ್ಸ್ನ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜಿಂಗ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಮಿಸಸ್ ಪ್ರಮೀಳಾ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ಟಾ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ವಿನ್ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ಟಾ ಅವರೇ, ಹಾಗೆ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಉಪಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಯಾಪ್ಲಿಂಗ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಿತೈಷಿ ಬಂಧು ಭಗಿನಿಯರೇ ಹಾಗೂ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮದ ಮಿತ್ರರುಗಳೇ, ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಒಂಥರ ಉದ್ಘಾಟನಾ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಮಗೆ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದರೆ ಒಂದು ಸೆಷನ್ ಥರ, ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಏನು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ಥರ ಇತ್ತು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ನಗರ ಮಂಗಳೂರು, ರಾಜ್ಯ, ದೇಶ, ಇಡೀ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನನ್ನು ನಾವು ಇದೀನ ಹಾಫ್ ಆ್ಯನ್ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಖುಷಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದರೆ ಇದರ ಸ್ಯಾಪ್ಲಿಂಗ್ನ ಒಂದು ಇಂಟ್ರಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಮಂಗಳೂರಿನವರಿಗೆ. ಆದರೆ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಂಪನಿ ನಮ್ಮ ನಗರಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುವಂಥದ್ದು ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಭಾಗ್ಯ. ಹೇಳಿದರು, ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟಿ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಸಿಟಿ ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದರೆ ಅದು ಮಂಗಳೂರು, ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಕನ್ನಡ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಏರ್ಪೋರ್ಟು, ರೈಲ್ವೆ, ಹೈವೇಸ್, ಪೋರ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ, ಮತ್ತು ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಸೋರ್ಸ್, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ ಇದು ಇರುವತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇಡೀ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಂಗಳೂರು ಮಾತ್ರ. ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ನಮ್ಮ ಮಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ, ಇಡೀ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಕಾರವಾರ ಅದು ಸೀ ಪೋರ್ಟ್, ಅಂದರೆ ಮಿಲಿಟರಿ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ಗಳು ಹೇಳಿದ ಹಾಗೆ ನಾವು ಮಂಗಳೂರನ್ನು ಈ ಒಂದು ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟಿಯ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜನ್ನು ನಾವು ತೆಗೀಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇರುವಂಥ ವಿಚಾರ. ಖುಷಿ ಆಯಿತು. ಇವಾಗ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ಟಾ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿಯವರು ಮಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೆದು, ಮಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ವಿದ್ಯಾಭ್ಯಾಸವನ್ನು ಪಡೆದು ತನ್ನ ವೃತ್ತಿ ಜೀವನಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅಬ್ರಾಡಿಗೆ ಹೋದರು. ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಕಾಲ ಅಬ್ರಾಡಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ ಮಾಡಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಊರಿನ ನೆನಪಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ. ನಾನು ಹುಟ್ಟಿ ಬೆಳೆದ ಊರಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಬೇಕು, ನನ್ನ ಊರಿಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಒಂದು ಕೊಡುಗೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ಟಾ ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿದರು, ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಕೇವಲ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಓರಿಯೆಂಟೆಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು ಸಮಾಜಮುಖಿಯಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಸಲ ನಾವು ಥಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸುಮಾರು ನಮ್ಮ ಏನು ಲಾಭದ ಅಂಶವನ್ನು, ಸುಮಾರು 80% ಲಾಭದ ಅಂಶವನ್ನು ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ಸಮಾಜಮುಖಿಯಾಗಿ ಅದನ್ನು ವಿನಿಯೋಗಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದು ಅವರ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಒಂದು ಗುಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕೊಡುಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಂಗಳೂರಿಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ಟಾ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿಗೆ ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಅನಂತ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನ ಅರ್ಪಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ನಾನು ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಜಿತೇಂದ್ರ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾರೆ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಅ ಲೋಟಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ನ ಒಬ್ಬ ಪಾಲುದಾರನಾಗಿ ನನಗೆ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಇದೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದರೆ ಮಂಗಳೂರಿನ ಜನ ಸಿನ್ಸಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ಮತ್ತು ಕಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ 101% ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್. 5 years ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ವಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಅವರ್ ಕಂಪ್ನಿ. ನಾವು ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ 12 ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸನ್ನು 8 ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟನ್ನು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸುಮಾರು 8 ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟನ್ನು ಇವಾಗ ಮಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂಡರ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಕಾರಣ ಅಂದರೆ ಜನರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಕಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತೇವೆ, ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗಿ ನಮಗೆ ಅವರು ಆ ಒಂದು ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಮಂಗಳೂರಿನ ಜನ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಸಾಕ್ಷಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಈ ವೇದಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ಟಾ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ, ವಲೇರಿಯನ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಮಂಗಳೂರಿನವರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ನಾನು ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದರೆ ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗಿಯೂ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಆಗ್ತೇವೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದು ನಾನು ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವ ಮಾತನ್ನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ನಾನು ಕೂಡ ಒಬ್ಬ ರಿಯಲ್ ಎಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಡೆವಲಪರ್ ಆಗಿ ಖುಷಿ ಆಯಿತು. ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟು ಕೂಡ ಇವರ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಂತೆ. ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ನಮಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಖುಷಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ರಿಯಲ್ ಎಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ನವರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟರ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಇನ್ನಷ್ಟು ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟನ್ನು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಮಂಗಳೂರಿನ ಜನರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಆ ಒಂದು ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಕೂಡ ತುಂಬ ಖುಷಿ ಆಯಿತು. ಮತ್ತು ಲೋ ಬಜೆಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಟರನ್ನು ಇವರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದು ನಮಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಖುಷಿ ತರುವಂಥ ವಿಚಾರ. ಮಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು 2 ಬೆಡ್ರೂಮ್ ಫ್ಲ್ಯಾಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು 50 ಲಕ್ಷ 60 ಲಕ್ಷ, ಒಂದು 50 ಲಕ್ಷ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಇವಾಗಿನ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ರೇಟಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕು. ಆದರೆ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನ ಒಂದು 25 to 30 ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಬಜೆಟ್ನ ಗ್ರಾಹಕರು ತುಂಬ ಮಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಅ ಬಿಲ್ಡರ್ ಆಗಿ ನಮಗೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟನ್ನು ಡೆಲಿವರಿ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಮಾರ್ಜಿನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿದರೆ. ಆದರೆ ಈ ಸ್ಯಾಪ್ಲಿಂಗ್ನ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಯಾವುದು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ವೆಂಚರ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ಇದು ರಿಯಲ್ ಎಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ವೆಂಚರ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಸಮಾಜಮುಖಿಯಾಗಿ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿಂದ ಅವರ ಲಾಭದ ಅಂಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಮಾರು 80% ಅವರು ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ಅರ್ಪಣೆ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಆ ಒಂದು ಸೆಕ್ಟರನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಮಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಅದು ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದು ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಚ್ಛೆ ಪಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಮಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಅ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಗಿ ನಮಗೂ ಕೂಡ ತುಂಬ ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿದೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಎಬ್ರಾಡಿಂದ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಮಂಗಳೂರಿಗೆ ಬಂದು ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಚೇರಿಯನ್ನು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ಕಚೇರಿಯ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಮಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಈ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ವೆಂಚರ್ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ದೇವರ ಅನುಗ್ರಹ, ಹಿರಿಯರ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದ, ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಸದಾ ಇರಲಿ, ದೇವರು ನಿಮಗೆ ಅನುಗ್ರಹ ಮಾಡಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಶುಭಾಶಯವನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ನನಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಅವಕಾಶವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ನಿಮಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಅನಂತ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಜೈ ಹಿಂದ್.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ಜಿತೇಂದ್ರ ಎಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾರಿ ಅವರೇ. ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಮುಂದುವರಿಸ್ತಾ, now the time to present a beautiful memento for our dignitaries. Now may I request Alvin Krasta to present a beautiful memento to Mr. K.S. Arun Prabha. Attitude. Now may I request Pramila Krasta to requesting all of you all to give a round of applause. And now may I request C.A. Valerian Dalmeda sir to present a beautiful memento to Mr. Jitendra S. Kottari. Requesting all of you all to give a round of applause for all our dignitaries. Now may I request, come to the end of the event, now may I request Swati Sheth, Account Officer, to propose vote of thanks.
Good evening everyone. Good evening everyone. It has been such an honor to be part of this wonderful event. On behalf of Sapling Multi Ventures Private Limited, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed guest, Reverend Father J.B. Saldana, Parish Priest, St. Xavier's Church, Vijay. I would also like to thank our inaugurator, Mr. K.S. Arun Prabha, General Manager, Mangaluru Smart City, for his presence and good wishes. President, Bangalore Chambers of Industry and Commerce, who has made all the way from Bangalore and given us a lot of insights about venture capital. We thank you, sir. Mr. Jitendra Kottari, partner Lotus Properties, who has supported us in all. We thank you, sir, for all the support. Sincere thanks to Mr. Alvin Krasta and Pramila Krasta, Managing Directors of Sapling Multi Ventures Private Limited, C.A. Valerian Dalmeda, Business Advisory, and various departments who has handled the event throughout successfully. A big round of applause and thanks to all the people who have made the event a memorable one with your presence. I would also like to thank Sharmila for conducting the program beautifully. Finally, a big thank you to Sapling and Quick team for an event well executed. Thank you one and all.
Limited. So at the end, can we have a round of applause? Thank you so much for making this evening so special for us.